there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Tonight we got a bit of a treat here. We're going to take a look at a new brew from Big Tide Brewing here in St. John, New Brunswick. Going to take a look at the Waterfront Weizenbock. This brew is an all-new brew, all-new recipe, and by their other brewmaster. This isn't done by the main brewmaster of Big Tide that brought to you such classics like their Whistle Pig Stout or the Indian Beach Nut Brown. This one here is the first attempt. He's brewed other beers there before, without supervision and everything. And this is just the first time he's ever come up with a new recipe. So I'm going to give this a try. It is a strong brewed wheat beer. A Weizenbock, of course, it's similar to your Bock lagers where it's brewed to extra strength. However, in this situation, this one's actually using ale yeast and wheat malt. So, but it's brewed to be extra strong, and I think this one, they said the ABV on it was 5.5%. Anyway, I'm going to crack this one open and put it into my brand new Big Tide glass here, which I'm excited to try, even if it's exactly the same as the dollar store mug. All right. Yes. Ooh, bit of a pop.
Is there smoke off of that?
There's a little bit of haze coming into the glass, but it's not really a lot of smoke or anything. I'm probably going to get my shirt wet from condensation by doing this.
You're used to it.
Oh wow, look at that.
Ew, it looks like, wow.
Decent amount of carbonation and wetness on my shirt. It's a little light for a Weizenbock.
Looks like a cider.
Yeah, it does look like a cider, and it does look like it's unfiltered as well. Oh, that's really cloudy. But one thing I do like is the head has actually got this nice, like, orange kind of appearance. Like,
almost like
a cream orange, like creamsicle.
It does, but it looks like almost like a beige look, and it looks really good with this color.
Yeah, they do. It does go together well. Although compared to other Weizenbocks that I've had, like Schneider and Aventinas, or even other bocks like Sommerschlaus or certain other kind of dark type beers, this is really light in color. Nice and fruity though. Banana fruits. Bits of clove. Some darker fruits too, like maybe a hint of prune. Raisin. And I'm almost getting like peach or something. Something tropical. And the smells are actually quite decent on this one. They actually do jump out at you a little. And it's a nice mellow, sweet smell with some tropical fruit notes and just really nice all-around fruity smell. Here, you give it a sniff. I know you're not good at sniffing beer,
My
but
nose sucks.
yeah, your nose is stuffed.
Yes, it smells like a typical Weizen to me.
Yeah, it smells like a heavier wheat beer, like a heavier version of their Harvest Moon Hefeweizen, but not necessarily like a Weizenbock, which is usually based off of the Doppelbock. Or the Dunkel, like using darker malts than that. It's not as dark as I was expecting.
It looks like a wit, like a Belgian wit. It looks like a Belgian wit.
A little dark for a Belgian wit, but or like a German Hef, like a Hefeweizen.
That's not what.
Yeah, but it looks like it's a little darker than that, but not quite as dark as what a Doppelbock usually looks like. But this is, again, like the first brew of this style. Like, this is the first time this particular recipe has been used. So I'm not really holding too much credit. I mean, if it doesn't look perfect, because, you know, they brew it once, and there's that, and they brew it once, and then they brew it again by tweaking the malts they use. Maybe use a little bit more roasted wheat or something like that, and make it a darker malt or something to make it look appearance-wise a bit darker. And more deeper fruity, but otherwise it smells delicious, to be totally honest, so let's give it a taste. That's nice. There's a lot of banana and clove in there. Tells me they used a Hefeweizen yeast. But there's a heck of a lot of like deep, like fruity sweet tastes as well. Maybe a slight tartness, like a sour note, which is a characteristic in a lot of Big Tide's beers. It's not a big surprise. But you also get your taste of like raisin and prune in there as well. Granted, though, they're not absolutely strong. good though.
It really tastes the grape.
Yeah.
And the banana, for me, comes through in the back, on my back of my tongue. That is nice.
Let me see that.
It's really nice.
Let me just do like an analysis of it. You get a little bit of like a malty sweetness on the tip of the tongue, like a white grape kind of taste. In the middle of the tongue, you get this herbal bitterness, like a noble hop, which is proper. The hop bite kind of stings in the center of the back of the tongue, along with those banana flavors as you were talking about. It gives it this nice, this smooth mouthfeel with a nice earthy, herbal bitterness that lingers in the back of the mouth. That's really tasty.
I don't think you're going to have to sit down with it for looks of it.
I'll just pour myself into a glass. Besides, I gotta give you a glass too.
Yes, you do.
Finishes nice and dry too.
Yeah, that's a nice beer.
That's a nice beer.
I don't know for the styles if that tastes supposed. Does that taste like a Weizenbock supposed to?
Sort of. It sort of tastes like what a Weizenbock is, but it's not as dark as I was hoping for. When it comes to a beer of the style, I was expecting something a little bit on the darker side. But would that kind of darkness in a beer be, you know, publicly acceptable for a beer that's the first of its type? Not only that, it's also the first time they've ever brewed it. So, I mean, it's like their Dunkel. Well, excuse me, it looks a lot like their Dunkel. Anyway, I think while we still have some left, we're going to sit down with this one and we'll come back with some thoughts. Be right back. And we're back with Waterfront Weizenbock. So, what did I think about this one? Well, I did some research on the actual style of beer of Weizenbock. I really don't have a lot of Weizenbocks I've ever had, or Weizenbocks that are available around these parts that I had really to compare with. I mean, the closest things that I have here are a couple of Doppelbocks and a Weizeneisbock. And then Tina's Weizenbock is actually the patriarch of the style, and I've had the Eisbock version. This is actually the lighter scale, but a normal color for Weizenbocks, and also given the nice creamy head and nice head retention on this one, it actually looks like and fits the part. It's got a nice soapy. Well, let me put it this way. When you after drinking the beer for a while, I noticed that earthy herbal hop taste in the back of the throat took on like a bit of a soapy or a band-aidy medicinal kind of twang. But it's nothing here or there. It's actually something I kind of find fits the style. More so of a Hefeweizen as much as something like a Doppelbock. One thing I'm noticing is that this one isn't quite as sweet or as strong as the typical Bock that I'm used to. And I think that's the only slight that I've really got against this particular beer myself, is that at 5.5% ABV, it's not in that 6.5 to 8% range, and it's somewhat lighter than what I was expecting when I went into this thinking of a Weizenbock. And that's the only thing I really can hold against this, because this is like, I've gone through 2 glasses of this already, and I'm finding I really like this one. And it's not bad. But as the first time it's been brewed, I noticed there's going to be improvements to this. I might check this out. Check this out again at a later date and see if it's changed any. But I think it should be brewed again, because this is actually really good in my opinion. What do you think?
I really enjoyed it. I like right off the get-go, you get this slam of white grape on your front of your tongue, and then it mellows into this banana feel. The only problem I had with it is lately that my stomach doesn't like Belgians or anything like that at all. Belgian. So, it's not a Belgian. Well, whatever.
Well, wheat beers in general.
Wheat beers in general. So it gave me a bit of heartburn. But despite that fact, it is let's put that aside, and it's an excellent beer.
Well, it's very tasty and very complex, and very impressive in the fact that this is the first solo recipe from this guy over at Big Tide, and it just makes me think that there's going to be even more great beers coming from Big Tide in the near future. And they've already got a stunning lineup. Yeah, really good. But a little off the style for my liking. However, it's a very tasty beer, and I really like drinking it. So, you know what? Cheers, and great beer. I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5.
I'll give it a 3.5 too. Because,
You're going to give it a 3.5?
Because I was going to give it a 3 because it gave me heartburn, but it just seems to be something that I get with any wheat beer, so...
Not fair to the beer.
It's not fair to the beer. It's an excellent beer. Try it if you can.
Cool, yeah. So if you're floating around St. John and they got the Weizenbock on tap and you like a stronger wheaty beer, then this is actually one I would recommend checking out. And cheers to the new guy. I think Ray was his name. Very good beer. Very solid attempt. And I would love to try this again.
Look forward to more from him.
Look forward to more. Yep, and let your bosses know that I said that. Anyway, thanks to everybody for watching Maxwell Starr's and Neely's beer review. We'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.